Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Today we have another lesson in Mega Goal 6. But before we start the new lesson, let's take a quick overview of the previous lesson. We started with the first lesson in the fourth unit, which is, or the title of this unit is, They Said, We Said. This unit is going to revolve around the gossiping. Is it right or wrong to gossip about other people? We will have some perspectives toward that topic. We started with the gossip cafe. In this lesson, we have read together many quotes and expressions, words, lines from many different people, from public figures, public commentators, thinkers, scientists, and so on. All these quotes are about the gossiping. Some of them are with, some against. Some of them are discussing how people like gossiping about other people and so on. We started about asking about what is gossip. We talked about gossiping, but what is gossiping or what is gossip? Gossip is talk or rumors about personal affairs of other people. So when people talk about someone who is not with them, that is called gossip. We read maybe 12 or 13 quotes regarding the gossiping. We started with the first one, where Roger said that the only time people disliked gossip was when the gossip was about them. And we also read many other quotes with the same or different meaning. And we also learned some new words. In each one of the slides, we have some new words that we talked about them in the quick check part. In the quick check, we have, or the quick check is divided into two parts. The first one is vocabulary, and the second one is comprehension. In the vocabulary part, we have a list of 8 words that are extracted from what we have read together, and you were asked to match these words with the proper definitions. We talked about the meaning of these words, and we started with the first one, which is brilliant. We said it means an intelligent or smart person. Number 2, circulate, moves around, spread fast. Number 3, criticism is talking about or pointing out the mistakes of other people. Number 4, praise, talk in a good manner about someone. Number 5, ridicule is bullying someone. Rumor is unreliable information or news about someone. Number 7, scandal. Scandal is unpleasant news, okay, regarding a person's life, or a news or anything that a person wants to keep private from the other people. The last thing is virtues, which is the good characteristics of people. Now we go to the answers of this part. Number 1, brilliant is H, exceptional. Number 2, circulate is D, move around. Number 3, A, criticism, which is pointing out bad points about something or someone. Number 4, praise, say complimentary things. Number 5, ridicule is making fun of, B. Number 6, rumor is G, information that comes from gossip rather than a reliable source. Number 7, E, scandal, is gossip that follows an embarrassing event. And the last one, 8, is virtues, morally good characteristics. After that, we move to the comprehension part. In this part, we had 5 questions. Who doesn't like being the subject of gossip, and who does? Number 2, what are some of the frustrations celebrities have expressed about gossip? Number 3, explain the meaning of the Spanish proverb in your own words. Number 4, which quote do you most strongly agree with and why? Number 5, do you disagree with any of the quotes? If so, which one and why? And we said that the answers of some of these questions might vary from one person to another because they are asking about your opinion. And we have here a list of some suggested answers. So feel free to use these answers or to keep your own. That's all about the previous lesson. Today we have a grammar lesson that is going to be about reported speech and quoted speech. Firstly, we will talk about the characteristics of each one of them. The first feature for the quoted speech is that we use the exact words from someone, or we use the exact word that someone said. We use the exact word. We just copy them. We don't change anything. We don't paraphrase. We copy these words. This is the first characteristic. Number 2, quoted speech is placed inside quotation marks. Maybe someone asks, what is the meaning of quotation mark? This is a quotation mark. These are quotation mark. So the quoted speech has 2 features. The first one, we copy the exact word that someone said. Number 2, we place his or her words inside quotation marks. For example, my mother said, after said, we put comma, then 2 quotation marks, and then we place the person's words inside the quotation marks. My mother said, gossiping is a bad habit. This is the quoted speech. Remember, always the quoted speech is always placed inside quotation marks. It is always placed inside quotation marks. After that, we have reported speech. In the reported speech, we use a noun clause to paraphrase what someone said. So this is the first difference between the quoted speech and the reported speech. In the reported speech, we don't copy, we paraphrase. We take the meaning, we use the meaning, but we use our own words, not the person's exact words. We just use the meaning and we use our own words. Number 2, it is not necessary to repeat the exact words, and quotation marks are not used. So in the quoted speech, we said that we use the exact words and we place the person's words inside quotation marks. In the reported speech, we paraphrase the person's words. This is the first feature. The second one is that we don't use quotation marks. We use this way. In the previous page, it was like, my mother said, comma, quotation mark, then the person's words, then we ended it with quotation marks. But with the reported speech, my mother said that gossiping was a bad habit. As you can notice here, the word that is placed in parentheses. That means you can take it out. It's fine to take it out or to use it. Okay, now let's go to this page. Rules and exceptions to the sequence of tenses. Sometimes we change the quoted speech into reported speech. This changing comes with changing in the words, not only in the speech. So we change the speech from quoted into reported. In order to make that transition happens properly, we should do some changes in the words. In reported speech, if the reporting verb in the main clause is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in the noun clause generally moves back one tense. It moves back one tense. Okay? So, in reported speech, if the reporting verb is in the main clause is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in the noun clause generally moves back one tense. So as you can notice here in the quoted speech, for example, they said he is gossiping. When we changed it into reported speech, it moved back one tense. They said that he was gossiping. Here it is he is gossiping. There it is he was gossiping. The third one, he was gossiping all day. Here it's in the past progressive. Now we use the past perfect. They said that he had been gossiping all day. Now we have some exceptions to this grammatical rule. There are some exceptions. What are these exceptions? Number one, if the reporting verb in the present is in the present tense or present perfect or future, the noun clause verb doesn't change tense. So we said if it's in the past tense, we change the verb, it goes one tense to the back. If it's in the present tense or present perfect or future, the noun clause verb doesn't change tense. Number two, if the noun clause state a fact or general truth, the present tense can but doesn't have to be retained. So we don't change anything if it talks about a general truth. For example, the psychologist said that it is or was human nature to enjoy hearing about scandal. So if we quote his speech or his words, or if we report them, we will use the same structure because he is talking about a general truth. Once we talk about a general truth, we use the exact tense without changing in both the reported and the quoted speech. Number three, when the action that reported speech refers to hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. So we use either will or would. Will or would, they both can be used. So if you are reporting something that is going to happen in the future, it hasn't happened yet. We can use both, the word will or the word would. Number four, the modals should, might, should have, could have, and must have don't change form in reported speech. All the modal verbs or the following modal verbs don't change forms in the reported speech. They remain as they are. Number five, or let's have an example here. Tim should keep his mouth closed. As you can notice, it is placed inside quotation mark. So it's placed inside quotation marks. This is a quoted speech. When we turned it into a reported speech, he said that Tim should keep his mouth closed. So in both speeches, we used the same word. In both of them, we used the word should. So it remained the same. Number five, an imperative is changed to an infinitive. What is the meaning of imperative? Imperative means a command or a request. When someone asks another person to do something. For example, here, don't spread that rumor. This is a request, okay? Don't spread that rumor. It's a quoted speech. An imperative, that is called imperative. It is a quoted speech. An imperative is changed to an infinitive until is used as the reporting verb. This is a quoted speech. If we want to change it into a reported speech, we use an infinitive. My friend told me not to spread that rumor. Now we will talk about reporting questions. if we have a question inside quotation marks and we want to report that question, we have two words that we can use, whether or if. It's fine to use either of them. To report yes or no questions, whether or if is used to introduce the noun clause. Ask, not say or tell, is used as the reporting verb. Okay, here we have two quoted questions. Jane asked, then we have a comma here, as you can notice, then two quotation marks, and the question is placed inside the quotation marks. Jane asked, is the rumor true? This is a quoted speech. If we want to change this quoted speech into a reported speech, what should we do? We can use one of these two words, whether or if. It becomes like that. Jane asked her friend if the rumor was true. We said that the verb goes one tense to the back. Number two, he asked, are they spreading rumors? He asked, are they spreading rumors? He asked whether they were spreading rumors. We can use he asked whether they were spreading rumors, or he asked if they were spreading rumors. Now we will go to the first exercise regarding the previous grammatical rules, which is A. Write sentences that quote the speaker's exact words. Use said along with correct punctuation and capitalization. Professor Jen, there will be no written exams. Professor Jim said there will be no written exams. So what is the right thing to do here is to start with the name of the person, Professor Jen, then we add the word said, then a quotation, a comma, and after that we place the exact words of that person inside quotation marks. We will start with the first example, or with the first question. Rebecca, they should mind their own business. We will do the first example together, then you can do the rest of them by your own. And after that, you can resume the video and check your answers with, or you can compare your answers with our answers. Rebecca, they should mind their own business. We want to quote Rebecca's words. So what is the proper thing to do? We should start with Rebecca said, then we add comma, and after that we place her words inside quotation marks. Number 2, Albert, can I have the check, please? Here we don't have a statement, we have a question. So we've talked about reporting questions, and we said that if we want to report a question, we use the words whether or if. But here we are not reporting, we are quoting. So the answer is, Albert said, can I have the check, please? Number 3, he deserves praise for all of his accomplishments. I said, he deserves praise for all of his accomplishments. Number 4, you, I promise that I won't tell your secret. You said, I promise that I won't tell your secret. Number 5, Mark Twain, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Mark Twain said, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Now we will go to exercise B. Change the quoted speech to reported speech. The first example here is, Taro said, Albert and I are going to form a writers group. Taro said, Albert and I are going to form a writers group. Taro said that he and Albert were going to form a writers group. Here we have present tense or a verb in the present tense, and we have agreed that if we want to turn or to change the speech from a quoted to a reported, or the verb of the reported speech goes one tense to the back. So the answer here is Taro said that he and Albert were going to form a writers group. Let's take the first example together. Mrs. Jackson said, I have taught at this school for 15 years. The first thing we do when we want to change the quoted speech into or to reported speech is that we take the quotation marks and the comma, we take them out. Okay. Mrs. Jackson said that here is in parentheses. That means we can keep it or take it out. She said that she had taught at this school for 15 years. Number 2, he said, my cell phone isn't working. Number 2, he said that his cell phone wasn't working. Number 3, the teacher asked John, why are you late? Now we have a question. We don't have a statement. We don't have a sentence. We have a question. So we are going to use one of the two words, whether or if. So the answer is, the teacher asked John why he was late, or the teacher asked John why he was late. Number 4, my brother said, I think I'm going to grow a beard. The answer is, my brother said that he thought he was going to grow a beard. Number 5, they said, we don't want to go out tonight. They said that they didn't want to go out tonight. Here, as you can notice, we have changed the verb from the present to the past. Number 6, my sister promised, I'll tell you my secret later. My sister promised that she would tell you her secret later. Number 7, Peter said, there is a brilliant lecturer speaking tonight. Peter said that there is a brilliant lecturer speaking tonight. Number 8, we said, we will help them move into their new apartment. We said that we would or will help them move into their new apartment. We've talked about using will or would, and we said that they are both correct as long as we're talking about something that hasn't happened yet. We're talking about something is going to happen in the future. So using will or would, or using either of them is correct. So the answer is, we said that we would or will help them move into their new apartment. 9, the waiter said there will be a 20-minute wait for the table. The waiter said that there will or would be a 20-minute wait for a table. Number 10, Pedro said, I was watching TV when the earthquake began. Pedro said that he was watching TV when the earthquake began. Now we have exercise C. Circle the correct verb to complete each sentence. If both verbs are possible, circle both. We've talked about the modal verbs. We also talked about the imperative and the infinitives, and how some of them change and how some of them don't change when we report the quoted speech. Number 1, they said that they might or might have joined us later. Some of these sentences, or some of both of the options, are correct in some of the questions. The answer of number 1, they said that they might join us later. Number 2, she says that she likes her classes. Number 3, the weatherman said that there will or would be a storm tonight. We used both of them because we are talking about something in the future. Number 4, he said that criticism is hurtful. We used is here because we are talking about general truth. Number 5, my aunt said that I should or should have called her this week. The answer is should. Number 6, the teacher said that a full moon appears once a month. Here also we are talking about a general truth. He said that he has been or had been to both London and Paris, and both of the answers are true. Number 8, he asked his friend not to call or not call him at work, and the answer is not to call him at work. Number 9, he said that he will or would try to come to the meeting, and that is about something in the future, so both of them are correct. Number 10, her friend warned that she will or would get in trouble, and the answer is would. D, in D we will change each sentence to reported speech by using whether or if. We have questions here. We have learned how to report questions. We said that we report questions by using the words if and whether. The first example here is, my friend asked me, will you buy a laptop soon? My friend asked me if I would buy a laptop soon or whether I would buy a laptop soon. The first sentence is, they asked him. Is the rumor true? As we have agreed before, we take the quotation marks out and also the comma. They asked him if or whether the rumor was true. We said that the verb goes one tense back. We asked him if or whether the rumor was true. Number 2, my sister asked me, are you going to tell me your secret? My sister asked me if or whether I was going to tell her my secret. Number 3, the waiter asked the customer, do you want milk for your coffee? The waiter asked the customer if or whether he wanted milk for his coffee. Number 4, I asked him, did you vote in the last election? I asked him if or whether he voted in the last election. Number 5, they asked us, do you need directions? They asked us if or whether we needed directions. Number 6, she asked her sister, can you get some groceries from the supermarket? The answer is, she asked her sister if or whether she could get some groceries from the supermarket. This is the last part of our lesson today. Thank you all for attending, and I wish you enjoy the rest of the day. Assalamu alaikum.